welcome back to Crawford-Clark Close-Up. If you've just joined us, we're making our way through all the Pixar films in the lead-up to The Incredibles 2, which gets its release this summer. Time to dive into Pixar's fifth animated feature, Finding Nemo. Director Andrew Stanton took to the chair as lead on Finding Nemo, and work began in earnest 4 years before release in 1999 on the concept. Here we have Pixar's first heartbreaking opening sequence as Marlin and Coral and their 400 eggs are attacked, leaving Marlin a widower with one surviving egg, which they've decided to call Nemo. It's a devastating opening that's underscored by work from Pixar's first new composer to come on board after Randy Newman, the brilliant Thomas Newman. Thankfully, there's plenty of humour to come in what could arguably be called Pixar's funniest feature to date. Finding Nemo quickly becomes a relationship between an overly cautious father and his adventurous son who's desperate to go out and explore for himself. From the very beginning, it's clear that Pixar have been perfecting their animation. 8 years after Toy Story, and the animation is so intricate, lending itself perfectly to an underwater environment. There are so many different species of fish to animate, and just like the monsters of the previous film, all feel real, with personalities of their own. Within the first 15 minutes of the film, Nemo is captured by divers, leaving Marlin desperate for his son's return. Albert Brooks plays all the self-deprecation and frustration of a father brilliantly, and he quickly finds a companion to help him in his search across the ocean for his son in the forgetful Dory, voiced by the brilliant Ellen DeGeneres. Nemo is filled with one of the best array of side characters we've seen from Pixar. From the fish that befriend Nemo in the fish tank in the dental surgery, to Crush and his band of sea turtles, voiced by director Andrew Stanton himself, there are so many great personalities and a stellar lineup of voices, none more so than the inspired casting of Barry Humphries as the hilarious shark Bruce. The shark meeting is a brilliantly funny set piece, particularly when Bruce and co are asking Marlin, the clownfish, to tell a joke, but Marlin is unable to make the punchline. And when Bruce smells blood in the water, despite revealing that he hasn't eaten a fish in weeks, and heads straight towards Marlin and Dory with hunger in his eyes. These characters are all perfectly anthropomorphized. The seagulls with their constant "mine, mine" is perfect. Of the 5 feature films up to this point, Finding Nemo probably has the best pacing of the lot, which is largely down to us following Marlin on his ocean odyssey to retrieve his son. We feel like we're there with him at every step, and he goes so far and is about to give up when the usually tiresome Dory encourages him to keep going. When we find Nemo in the dental surgery, we get a nod back to Pixar's first feature Toy Story, as there's a Buzz Lightyear doll on the floor in front of a toy chest, which once again demonstrates Pixar's attention to detail, as well as their fan service. The Crawford-Clark close-up standout scene involves Marlin allowing his son to rescue the fish from the nets. Marlin is worried for his son, but holds himself back, trusting his son's judgment. It's a small but effective moment that shows the importance as a parent of stepping back and letting your child show you what they can do. With exciting set pieces from start to finish and the emotional hook of a father and son trying to connect, Finding Nemo is one of the most relatable Pixar adventures for both children and adult audiences. It's engaging, it's smart, it's hilariously funny, and it's one of the most visually complex of all the Pixar features. It's little wonder that the film holds the distinction of being the first Pixar film to win the prestigious Oscar for Best Animated Feature, a feat that Pixar would go on to repeat multiple times over the next decade. For us, Finding Nemo, of course, deserves For most audiences, Finding Nemo represents the pinnacle of Pixar's achievements, where character, humour, story and animation come together seamlessly. How do you rate Finding Nemo? Leave us your comments below, and if you liked this review, please click subscribe. You can get connected with us on social media for all the latest updates on new reviews. We're on Facebook and on Twitter at Crawford-Clark Close-Up. You can also send us an email to crawfordclarkcloseup@gmail.com with your suggestions. Stay tuned, because up next we're going into super territory with our review of 2004's The Incredibles. For now though, thanks for watching, and that's a wrap.
Mine.